tax cuts. We need to ensure that the Trump tax cuts from 2017 aren't just temporary but permanent. Codify it. Here with me to discuss this is the Executive Vice President for the National Taxpayers Union, Brandon Arnold. And Brandon, when it comes to cutting taxes, I would say you're probably as big a fan as any. Thank you for being here.
I am. Thanks so much for having me.
All right. So what do you think? I was just talking to a congressman who says they're working on this big, beautiful bill. They hope to get these things rolled in there. They've got a lot going on. It's going to be an enormous bit of legislation. But legislation is the only way we can proceed, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm a big fan of a lot of the work that the DOGE is doing right now in cutting spending. But at the end of the day, if we don't want that unwound by future administrations or by courts, the Congress has to play an active role locking in these spending cuts, as well as you said from the outset there, making sure that we have good permanent tax policy that's going to stimulate economic growth. We can't simply grow our way out of these budget deficits that we've created. It needs to be a combination of budget cutting that's going to take place in this Congress, hopefully, as well as good tax policy that will help us grow. That combination is how we get rid of all this red ink that we've amassed for years and years and years.
Yeah, we need to, look, we're going to bring in about $4.5 trillion. I just mean rough numbers here. We're going to spend $2 trillion more than that this year. Again, despite what may happen in this reconciliation bill, we're still behind the eight ball. We need to pare that down. Elon Musk at one point had thought he could claw back $2 trillion a year. If we get to $1 trillion, that'd be a pretty good start. And I think that would be applauded by most people. Where would you like to see the numbers end up?
I mean, listen, I'm more focused on the direction that we need to go right now. We've been digging this trench deeper and deeper and deeper. If we can just start to make progress toward, alleviating that yawning $2 trillion annual deficit that we're facing, I'll be happy. The more we can cut, the better. But at this point, that is that proverbial aircraft carrier. It takes a long time to turn that around. And I just want to see some progress made to that effect. And that needs to happen at the DOGE level. It needs to happen at the congressional level. We need to scour each and every budget item within the federal domain because, listen, we're spending $1 trillion this year just on interest payments on the national debt. Yeah. That is benefiting absolutely nobody. We're spending more on servicing the national debt than we are on defense, which is just bonkers. We need to start turning this around. We need to have an adult conversation. It'd be nice if Democrats would actually get involved in this conversation too, because this is a bipartisan problem, not just for Republicans to fix.
Well, look, when Jasmine Crockett is the voice of reason for the Democrat Party and the person out front, we're going to have some challenges getting adults to the table because as I look across the landscape, I don't see many adults anymore in the Democrat Party. I've got Hakeem Jeffries, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, like I mentioned. You got Bernie Sanders. You've got Maxine Waters screeching like a smashed cat. I mean, I don't know how you make a deal with people that are completely unhinged every single day. So we have to hope that the Republicans remain cohesive and together and push through legislation that works for the American people. I really don't see an alternative, Brandon. Do you?
Not in the short term. Unfortunately, what's happened with the Democratic Party, if they've pushed a lot of these show horses to the front of the line and suppress the voices of Democrats that are more concerned about our nation's fiscal health and so forth. And that's why you see this cast of characters that just wants to get attention on Twitter and on TV and not actually do any real work to improve our condition. But yeah, in the short term, there's no question about it. This reconciliation bill, this big, beautiful bill, is going to be a Republican-only initiative. And hopefully it's going to contain those deep spending cuts, those strong tax policies that we need, as well as a revitalization of the American energy industry. We need to produce more energy if we're going to have a strong economy. It's that simple. That's really the key to driving down inflation, creating jobs, and all the good stuff that we want to see.
Brandon Arnold, always appreciate you being here for the National Taxpayers Union. Thank you so much.